It is Tuesday night, and I might have just stumbled across something that's going to save us a ton of freaking time. Oh man, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but I went to start on the high lift mount tonight, and sitting there looking at it. I already have something drawn to the computer. I kind of already have it all designed, and I was just got off work, so I'm kind of sitting by the wood stove, just kind of chilling out, warming up, and I'm like, I gotta look at that thing one more time before I put the plate on the table and get everything cut. And freaking, would you look at this? So I flipped it around so the foot is at that end and facing up, and it sits in the original saddle. Now, that's freaking cool. But it's super close, but it doesn't touch, right? What I'm thinking here is if I just take these off and I move this notch right here out to the end, change the piece of tubing here a little bit bigger, wider this way, so we can get more of a thing on there. Now, this I did not want a hose clamp on. In the times that we have needed a high lift, that we wish we would have had said high lift with us, we kind of would have had to use it in a hurry. So I think I can use the stainless mounts, modify them. I need to raise this one up strictly for visual reasons. You can see that it is not parallel or plumb or on the same horizontal plane or whatever you call that level. I just don't think they fucking match. That's what I call it. So I'm going to try to modify this one, and I'm only going to give myself 37 minutes. And if I'm not done in 37 minutes, I'll throw it in the fucking garbage can, and then I'll spend 6 hours building something else. So we'll see what happens. All right. More ideas. So I just moved the driveline from the top mount to the bottom mount. It's getting even better. We're getting even better. With no fabrication yet, we're getting better. I freaking forgot what I was going to say. Totally. Hold on one second. Not like it's a pretty face to look at or nothing, but Tucker's going to go grab one of our dry break cans, and then we'll see if we can that sucker right in there. Just bam! I think if we end up leaving it up here, maybe we could tilt it. I hope this thing doesn't fall off. Maybe we could tilt it like this. Maybe we could notch that and lower it. Maybe, I don't know. That's part of mocking this stuff up, but just, I think this is the third. I put it on the other way. I already forgot what it looked like, and I don't think it was going to work. But we have fuel lines to go through here. I think we can still snake those through there. So if it goes this way, I can build right off of the fuel pedestal to hold this. And then I have a couple of these laying around, one of these guys that I make. Well, I don't make these, I buy them, then I modify them. Maybe we could get something like that. Stroke it, Clarence Carter. We'll see. Got my dongle in here. Flip that frickin' jack again. Oh, I got him on the wrong side. Son of a bitch. All right, so with the foot that's over there now sitting this way on this side right here, this system where the bald eagles enter right here and they go down in to the bald eagle layer down there, that was going to be in the way of that deal over there. So I'm like, God, all right, shit. I'm running out of time. I only gave myself 37 minutes to do this. So I flipped it again this way, back over there, and then took the drive line and spun it this way. I think this is where this is it. This is the last idea. And everything clears as of right now, so it has to work. One of the other reasons I couldn't do it that way, forgot the fuel filter mounts in there like this. The little guy hose clamps on there, right in there. Fuel lines come around. So I think what we can do, a simple 1/8" steel bracket off of those two comes out, holds the CV yoke like this. We're going to shorten the jack, probably flush or on the end of that seam right there where that hole is. cut that off. This, I never even used one of those, but they're part of it. Then we come over to this side. God damn. Son of a, I hope I didn't just, whatever. I have another one. Cut this guy off and just build something almost identical, but different that hits those two holes. And I think, here, let's grab this freaking guy. Oh, yeah. I'll show you. I'll set you over here, maybe. So you should be able to walk up. Well, that worked freaking awesome. So whoever's feeling should have a complete line of sight. Come in here like this. Boom. Fill it. Freaking put it in gear. Haul ass. Hopefully don't blow it up. So I'm out of my minutes for tonight. I didn't enter enough quarters into my Jeep building envelope tonight. So I'm gonna go hang out with my wife. But tomorrow night, maybe I'll have a cool update of something that we actually built. Maybe. Things are getting so out of hand on this project. I'm using wood right now to mock shit up. Unfucking believable. But in all reality, those stainless ones just weren't gonna work. I thought I'd try last night. I thought I'd give it an honest effort. You know, I spent a lot of time making these things originally. They're all stainless steel. You know, they worked. Maybe we can use them on round eye project or something. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll put them on round eye and then we can put pool noodles on them and stuff. So when we go swimming, we have a way to float down the river. I'm going to go ahead and make all new stuff. So I'm going to move the drive shaft farther back than it was before. We're going to have some more clearance over the fuel lines that we didn't have before. The high lift's going to lay flat. It's kind of tilted right now, but it'll tilt up like this. That way the bracket will have a stud that comes up to the top. And I know for a fact on that side, it'll have something that either threads down onto it like a big wing nut. It's really quick, just like this. And then that end will most likely be some kind of receptacle of some kind. The drive shaft, hose clamps, that seems to be the best. We got a nut driver right here. We can just pop out and pop the hose clamps loose to get the drive line out. And then on top of doing that, I thought of something cool on this deal here. So what I'm going to do is take this nut, if I can get the freaking thing out of there. Apparently I threaded it on there farther than I thought. Jesus. Whoops. Okay. I foresee that being an issue. So here's what I'm thinking. See if I can set this somewhere. I'm going to put this in the lathe. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to turn this down to half the distance. Then I'm going to cut 2 washers. And then I'm going to cut a teardrop that has a hole in the middle of it. We will slide the first washer on, then the teardrop, then the third washer, TIG weld the top and bottom washer with an air gap. The teardrop will have a hole in it for a 1032 screw and a stainless lanyard. Then when you're tightening it like this, that teardrop will spin around no problem. And I'll just facet the other end of it. You know, it could go like right here, it could go up here, somewhere like that. So when that thing comes off of the impact, it just let it fall and you don't have to worry about it. Probably a bunch of wasted time. I'm gonna hear that, but that's what I like to do. So, excuse me, let's get started on this ongoing spare tire and high lift mount. So we have some saddle pieces made now. This is gonna be the cup for that side of the driveline over there. And then I have this one underneath. Let's see if I can slide it out of there. That's for this side. That'll go under there. Saddle for the high lift. So now what we can do, now that we have a point of reference, essentially is what I would call that, is we'll go in here and make the bracket that goes from the top of the tank comes in, bends, and then has that notch cut out of it, and we can MIG weld to the bottom of that, or TIG, or whatever we decide to do on this. Let's do something like this. So we'll put an extra hole in the top, kind of make that into a pad eye. I don't plan on putting anything up there. Obviously, I mean, there's nothing really that can go there, but you never know when you're racing in the desert and you got to strap something down in a heartbeat, or you got to, shit, you never know. You might have to fucking carry somebody back. They can sit, put the butt right here, ratchet strap over their lap, hold the fuck on for dear life. You always got to be thinking, that's why we got them down here too. You never know. I mean, they can strap their feet in right there. And actually, while I'm making this, I came up with another, freaking rev limiter, goddamn. I came up with another idea. I'll show you in a little bit, because we need to stay focused on this piece. So I'm gonna cut this out, put it in CAD, cut it out. I'm gonna see if we can't get maybe 1 or 2 oval dimple dies in it, maybe round. I'm not really sure. I mean, the whole rear fuel cell system kind of has the ovals in it. We'll just have to see what fits in there. There's the template traced on the table. That's what I come up with. I'm showing you guys this, just only cut one of them. We're going to bend it, and we're gonna see together if it fits. None of that movie magic, you know, made 7 of them and oh yeah, look, it just fits. So I gotta figure out how to do this, holding the camera. So, and I gotta make sure I bend this the right way. So this goes in, okay. I gotta slide in there. I have a tripod, maybe I should use it. But that doesn't feel the same, right? So we're gonna try that side of the bend line. I think we're good. Clamp that down, and then we'll start down there, I think. Let's see what happens. Okay, I can tell it's gonna have to go more. Let's see how much more. Oh yeah, maybe the tripod was definitely a better idea than this. Yeah, it's just got to go Mas Pedro. All right, well, let's stick it back in. Looks good there. Let's get her down. Yes, there is a mark on the thing that says 90, but you can never trust that. But it's only 1/8 inch, so if we go too far, we can go back. All right, I think we're going to be pretty close there. Okay, that is, might be a little too much. We'll see. We're just seeing if this is going to fit, this is going to work, it's all going to jive. So that little guy is going to end up in there like that. That one is going to weld on top of there. I see half a bolt hole. I see a bolt hole down there. Yeah. Shit. Not bad. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut the other side, or cut the other one that I got to mirror the SBF obviously, and then get it bent. And then maybe I can get all the stuff tacked together. And then we can get rid of the wood out of there. So I'm gonna get this piece tacked to here. Actually, I know I can fully weld that, get the stud in it, and I can get this side of the driveline mount in. And I chose to just go ahead and MIG weld this stuff. So I got a question for you. When you're watching these videos, do you guys want to see welding stuff? or just that's what I'm gonna do, and then all of a sudden it's done. You guys tell me. I've done tons of videos with lots of welding in them, like time lapse and stuff, but I don't freaking know what everybody wants to watch, so tell me. I mean, if you guys want to see welding videos while we're building it, I'll start filming that stuff too. We didn't even use this. I threw this part away. Well, holy smokes. It's freaking hard to believe. But we got that little deal on there. So not 100% finished. Just got all the mounting brackets all done. Figured out how I'm going to put everything together. And these are sitting up high right now. There's a nut under there. I need to lower those down, TIG weld them into the bracket. And then I got a deal down there where the tape is. So basically when the high lift is in storage, essentially, there's going to be a deal that goes around here and back up to the handle. And when you put the top plate on this with a pin, it'll lock the handle in place. And then the pin, obviously, like I said, it's gonna be way lower, so we're good there. And then I have to come off of these 2 bolts. We're gonna just make a little deal that holds the CV out there. And then I'm gonna probably do a small tab from here up somewhere. I'm not sure. I'm gonna think about that a little bit. It's freaking a lot of thinking, huh? I mean, holy shit, you could probably count how many times I said I have an idea. Oh, speaking of idea, earlier in this video, I pointed down by my transmission cooler and said I have an idea for that, and I'm gonna show you. How about we take this and we put that in there? What do you guys think about that? This thing normally sits under the hood, and I've always been kind of bummed it sits under there because it is literally, in my opinion, it's one of the coolest pieces of this build. My daughter and I built this together, and all these tubes are stainless steel, billet caps, all TIG welded, all powder coated. And what's kind of cool about this little project is my daughter was in school and I had 2-inch, 2.5-inch, and 3-inch stainless steel in stock. So we sat down and did a little math project on volume, how tall the cylinder needed to be, how much it would hold. Obviously, we wanted to hold 1 quart of engine oil, or sorry, 2 bottles of engine oil. I gotta look at the thing. 2 things of transmission fluid and 1 of hydraulic fluid for the steering. So out of everything we've done on this rig, this literally, if somebody said, what's your favorite? That one right there is close to, yeah, it's my favorite. So that's gonna end it on this. I gotta try to keep these videos short. So I think the next one will be finishing out the top here, there, doing that deal there, over there. If you guys want to see more of the fabrication side of things, not just these little video updates as I'm kind of like, I guess, vlogging essentially what we're doing, just comment on there and let me know. I mean, shoot, we have all of this stuff to do, the editing, and it doesn't honestly take that long if we're just working on these little projects. But appreciate you guys following us along. I say the same thing over every time, and I'm not gonna say it tonight. So cheers.